Hello everyone, Pete here from Riverwood Aquatics. So today we're going to be making another video. This time it's a maintenance video. We're going to be looking at filter maintenance, so specifically external filtration and even more specifically the Oase Biomaster Thermo filter. So this is my home tank. I've literally just been pulling plants out of it and making a mess of it, so the lights are staying off for now, but we'll do another video on that another time. But for now, I've got two filters running on here. I'm going to show you the maintenance I do on one of them. So let's get stuck into it. Okay, so we're down on the floor next to the cabinet. We've got the Oase Biomaster Thermo 600 running on this tank. We've also got an 850 on the other side. This is a 5-foot tank, it's quite a big tank. And I like to overfilter tanks just to get good circulation. It means more stability. And also I've got some species of fish in here which like the high flow, the high turnover. So external canister filters kept below the tank in a cabinet, normally out of sight, so there's less clutter in the tank. You've also got a bigger volume, a bigger capacity for filter media, biological, mechanical and possibly chemical filtration if you wanted to run that. So it helps keep the tank more stable, more clean, and a better environment for fish. Okay, so the first thing we've done is unplug the heater. We want to make sure that heater's turned off before we turn off the pump. So as you can see here, we've got heater. This is the pre-filter. I'll show you this in a second. This is the in and out of the pump. And then these Biomasters, you can see we can just lock that off like that. And these just pull away, and then all the water's locked off and it's safe to pull the filter out. So yeah, I'm going to pull the filter out, and then we'll have a look at the maintenance we do weekly and then the more in-depth maintenance. Okay, so one of the main features of the Biomaster filters is this removable pre-filter. So the way the water comes in, it passes through this pre-filter first before entering the main chamber of the filter. And we've got some sponges in here. If we open this up, pull this out. So this is probably going to be dirty. Haven't done this for a little while. Inside this this chamber, we've got a tube with lots of sponges. So these sponges collect most of the detritus and dirt before it passes into the main filter. This reduces the amount of maintenance you have to do, as long as you keep this pre-filter clean regularly, which isn't difficult because it's so easy to remove. Then you don't have to worry too much about what's inside the filter. So what we're going to do, we're going to take these sponges off, give them a good clean. I like to run these under the tap, so you should never clean the main filter, sponges or biomedia, under the tap, because obviously the chlorine in the water will kill all the good bacteria, and the good bacteria is what you want in that filter to process the fish waste. But these sponges, kept regularly clean under the tap, you won't lose a noticeable amount of bacteria in these. So we're going to do that, we're going to run them up, get them nice and clean. So that's going to allow for maximum flow through the sponges. So your filter is going to be well aerated, there's going to be good water movement through it. And it's going to make for a cleaner tank. So as you saw, there was quite a lot of dirt that came out of these sponges. That would have been restricting the flow through the filter. So now we've got them nice and clean. We can hopefully put them back in and get much better flow through. So one thing to look out with these pre-filter sponges is they do have a lifetime. Obviously there's quite a lot of water being drawn through them, and when you're cleaning them a lot, they do eventually break down. So give them a little squeeze, and if they don't spring back, then it's probably time to replace them. You can get different coarseness of these sponges. You do 10 ppi, which is the most coarse, which is going to let a lot of flow through. You've got 30 ppi, 40 and 60, I believe. So yeah, just keep an eye on your sponges, make sure they've got a nice lot of bounce in them, and then yeah, you're good to go. Okay, so we've just done our weekly maintenance. So weekly maintenance, I would recommend cleaning the pre-filter. Obviously, if the flow's really gone down and you're struggling to get any good amount of turnover in the filter, time to clean out the main body. So this one hasn't been done for a little while. The flow was still pretty good, even with the dirty pre-filter sponges. So I'm not expecting too much dirt in there, but it hasn't been done for a while, so it's going to be quite exciting to see whether we should perhaps increase our maintenance schedule. So let's have a look inside and yeah, see how dirty it is. Okay, so the Biomaster, you pop the handle up, that's going to free up the clips on the side so you can open them up. You've got 4 clips, 1 on each side, and they just seal in, and this should just lift out. You see the heater there, looking pretty clean. This will have a little bit of water in it. Drain it off. You can make sure you have a towel on hand, which I haven't, so you don't get your floor all wet. Obviously be careful how you handle that because the heater is quite delicate. You could take the heater out beforehand if you wanted to. So in here we've got sponges, and we're just going to take out these compartments. You can see there's a bit of dirt in here. Like I say, it's not too bad. So each compartment contains different medias. I've got a little packet of Purigen in here, which is probably used up now, but we'll leave it in there. You can see I just cut a little piece of the sponge away to make room for that Purigen. That one's not too bad. Yeah, and the rest of these don't look too dirty. I'm pretty pleased with that. You can see the water coming out there, not too dirty at all. On the bottom here we've got biological media. So this is where all your good bacteria lives. So in simple terms, the fish are producing waste. Bacteria in the media, in the sponges and in these plastic medias, is going to be converting that ammonia into nitrite and then nitrate, which is far less toxic to fish. Keeping your filter running smoothly and efficiently is really important for the health of your tank. Look after that biomedia. Okay, there's the last chamber. So we've got a hole in the net somewhere because we've got a couple of bits of plastic media come out, so we'll be careful of that. Obviously you don't want this to dry out, so make sure this stays wet. So what we're going to do, we're going to tip this water into a bucket. One or two little snails in there, so obviously clean them out. You don't want snails getting caught in your motor, the impeller. So if your filter was really dirty, this water in this filter would probably be pretty horrible. So you'd want to chuck it away. But I'm going to use it to clean the sponges in. You could take some water out of your tank into a bucket and then clean your sponges in that. You don't ever want to rinse your filter sponges under the tap. Obviously it's okay with the pre-filter, but not the filter sponges or media inside your filter. So we're going to start just by taking the sponge out. Take it out of the little tray and give it a squeeze. We don't want it super clean, just we're going to clear out a lot of the dirt just so the flow of water gets through them nicely. Give it a good squeeze out. There we go, not super clean. We just got rid of most of the detritus and stuff that's built up in there. Obviously there's not much because of that really good pre-filter. And we'll do the rest of the sponges. Okay, so the sponges are all back in the filter compartment. We're going to put the lid back on. So make sure these seals are all in place. Make sure the clamps are down nice and solid. And you can put the handle down. Put the pre-filter back in. Pre-filter can be locked in place. And then we're going to put the filter back in the cabinet. Attach the hoses. As soon as you close the hoses, that should start the siphon, which will then fill up the filter. Right, so hose is back in place. Now we should be able to just lock these back. As you can see, without even touching the pump, that's started to siphon down. Making a lot of bubbles as the filter fills. So another thing to check on your weekly maintenance, the cleanliness of your hoses. So sometimes if these get really gunged up, they can reduce the flow and also add to the sort of biological waste in the tank. But mine are pretty clean at the moment. But the easiest way, obviously, just take them off, stick a pipe cleaning brush through, and then rinse them through, nice and easy. But yeah, it's a good idea to keep an eye on your hoses, make sure they're nice and clean. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you found it useful. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, and I'll try my best to get back to you as soon as I can. But yeah, subscribe to the channel. Hopefully get some more content going very soon. Instructional videos, unboxings, how-tos, just yeah, hopefully some inspirational stuff and some stuff that you'll find helpful in your aquariums and aquascaping. Take care.